Hello there, welcome to another talk, another meditation, and today's talk slash meditation is called Societal Narcissism. Very important topic and talk to do at this point in time, because we've obviously got this, well, it's at its peak. It's as peak as it will ever be. It's at its peak as it will ever be, but also it's, if you go on the internet, and you see all these, it's like narcissist. It's crazy, and they don't even see that in itself is narcissism. You see? And this picture is a good example. Imagine in your mind this is someone taking a picture, blah blah blah, anti-narcissist, I'm an angel, and it's like, they're just so unconscious. So unconscious. I don't know who this lady is, I'm not saying she is a narcissist, but I'm just using the picture as an example. When I'm looking for pictures of things, it's just to show a symbolic, metaphoric image of what I'm trying to explain. But yeah, this is everywhere. But a good example of it, of how narcissistic and unconscious we are, is if you follow a lot of the narcissism topic pages and stuff on the internet, and they're completely unaware that in itself is narcissism. And it's not just to point out these people. Some of the time of it is, but a lot of the time it's not. It's obvious to me that it's a situation where they're bringing down the narcissist to build their own inner narcissism up. You see? And many are totally unaware that that's what they're doing. Well, that's what you're doing. The ego likes to disguise itself in all different ways and forms. And what it does in this situation is disguise itself in the form of, I am not a narcissist. I am an empath. But you're being narcissistic, because you're bringing the narcissist down in order to put yourself up there. People, giving you pats on your back, that's narcissism. And I'm not taking, I'm putting myself in there as well. When we do something good, in the back of our minds, even if it's subconscious, we deep down, or there's something within our psyche that is doing it for attention also. And so I don't think bringing down the narcissist is really the solution to narcissism. I believe the solution is the people, called the chosen ones. And the chosen ones are those people that they all have these big spiritual awakenings, spiritual transformations, and they do the inner work. Now, when you feel angry, triggered, even if someone is a narcissist, pay more attention to the trigger. Instead of demonizing a narcissist, you're not healing in that situation. It's really just ego stroking, you know. You're just soothing your own inner narcissist. That's what I call it, the inner narcissist, and that's what it is. So, narcissism or ego is a driving force behind getting things done. So you need a little bit of that. But when it's to the point where you don't take anyone else into the picture, you don't care, and you're developing to pure evil. So that's when it's a problem. You see, you need an ego. You need the driver there to get things done, even when it's for good. And also, like I said earlier, understand that there is nobody that is whiter than white, because that simply doesn't exist. Even if you do good, in the back of your mind, even if it's subconscious or subliminal, you know that there's pats on the back there for you. You see? I think that's the problem. There's a lot of people that are wanting attention. And the people that get the spiritual awakenings, they're included in this as well, you know. I'm one of them. And, there's even a thing, a spiritual ego, spiritual narcissism. And, what is the solution? The solution is to pay attention to the inner narcissist. Not to completely get rid of it, but when it's hurting you, when you get that trigger, when it's like that, that's when you must focus on within instead of outward. You see? So if anything, the narcissists, and when you get triggered by them, that's an opportunity for you to do some inner healing. It's that trigger that makes that healing possible in that moment. So even though it's uncomfortable, pay attention to it. It's like boredom. What is boredom? What boredom is when you're sitting by yourself and stuff within you is arising, and then you start to get agitated a little bit, and they call it boredom. It's actually unconscious issues, deep-rooted issues manifesting themselves. And the reason the chosen ones, people that get these big awakenings, what makes them different from the rest is the fact that they're willing to face themselves. Cry if you have to, whatever, but they do that work. And so, the solution here is to remove the cause of the problem. The cause of the problem is basically the trigger. That's what's making you want to attack people on the internet or whatever. Bring down the narcissist, the scapegoat. Pay attention to the trigger. You see? Even pay attention to how you feel when you're doing your post about the narcissist. Is it anger? Are you rushing to put the post? Feel that whatever is going on within the body. Let it communicate with you. And then as time goes on, you'll start to pay more attention to that than the external narcissist. And what you're doing here when you do this is you're changing your frequency vibration. And energy it's a good example of energy is like a radio. Can't access certain radio stations if you're too far away. That's like how energy works. So once you start that healing pathway, you won't get so triggered. You also won't attract, because we attract what we are based on the energy, the frequencies. So that's the solution to it. Pay attention to what your body's telling you in that trigger, in that moment. Even at the moment you want to post something about someone. Pay attention to what your body's telling you. Pay attention to there's emotions in it. This is something that has happened to you in the past and that's manifesting through a trigger. Great opportunity to heal, and that's the solution. You see? And don't take part in this herd/sheeple mentality, which is societal narcissism. A bunch of people bringing down the narcissist, scapegoating the narcissist, is just being like the narcissist. That's why anti-hate a lot of the time can be hate. You see? Anti-racism can be a form of racism. It's very easy to fall into these traps, and the reason we fall into them is because of the ego. The ego gets irritated. Well, no, that's slightly wrong. It's the triggers, which is the annoyance, and then that feeds the ego. And these things, these triggers, they don't even make us feel good. And as you go into within yourself more and more, you're working with your intuition, you're healing, you'll let go of this. You'll start to feel more peaceful, more happier. Serotonin, more GABA, naturally. And as you purify your heart more and more this way, that's you returning to who you truly are, which is a pure, enlightened individual. And then, the core essence, with that comes Kundalini, Tantric awareness, can go on, and that's the pathway. And then you're just in, it's pure bliss, whatever you want to call it, God, Nirvana, God consciousness, whatever name you want to give it, Allah, whatever. And that's the solution. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. Hope this was helpful. For latest updates, talks, news, research, and much, much more, please do visit my website at www.lovelightfamily.com. Thank you.